UX is the trade name for user experience in a digital product. In an ideal world, it would be smooth and go unnoticed, unlike this ginger seal pup trying to make friends. Get lost! You've got no soul! Most of us like to be left to our own devices, as long as those devices have a strong Wi-Fi connection and access to our favourite social network. If there's one thing we all universally hate, it's U2. But a close second is when someone in the UX department of our favourite website decides to start moving buttons around without telling us. Recently, Twitter announced they're going to be redesigning the footer of their app to make it easier to tweet by adding a compose bar across the full screen. And Instagram is testing a redesign of vertical story scrolling. But what can UX tell us about the social media platform's plans for the users and its creators? Part 1. Phone real estate. Before we get into app design, we need to look at the fundamentals of what I call phone real estate. The TLDR here is that phone screens are now so big that most people can't reach all of them from their one hand. Even if, like me, you have a fat thumb, it doesn't actually help you reach anymore unless you're in a thumb war where I'm the undefeated champion. According to the book Designed for Touch, thumbs drive 75% of all phone interactions. 57% of people hold their phone in their right hand, 28% of people hold it in their left hand, and 13% of people alternate between the two. The bloody show-offs. By knowing this research, we can see which areas of a phone are easy to access or hot, and which are not easy to access or cold. Steve Krug wrote, "Nothing important should ever be more than 2 clicks away." No surprises here. The bottom bar is the Sahara, and the top bar is the North Pole. So if you want to encourage people to use or engage with tools or features that your app offers, you should put them down here and not up here. Right, if you've made it this far and you've understood everything I've said, congratulations, you're now qualified enough to call yourself a professional designer on Fiverr.com. Part 2. What each social media app's layout tells us about their future. Let's start with Twitter. By making the compose button a massive bar that spans the entire width of the screen, and getting rid of the button on the right hand side, we can assume that they want people to share every single thought they think, even more than they currently do. According to Cody Ilham, the UX researcher on this feature, this was done because new users were finding it hard to tweet, as the icon of a quill and parchment is no longer relevant to Zoomers. God, I feel old. Next up, Instagram. Instagram used to look like this, with their hotbar showing you your homepage, search or popular, create or upload, notifications, and finally your profile. This navigation has been pretty much the same for the entirety of Instagram's history. At some point, someone at Instagram HQ downloaded TikTok and decided to copy their one and only feature and call them Reels. So they've replaced the Create button with a Reels button and moved the Create button up here to the Never Zone. They've also moved up your notification icon and replaced it with a Shop button. What can we learn from this? Well, firstly, Instagram doesn't give a shit about its users, but secondly, we can assume that Instagram wants the majority of users to view content and not create it. They could be doing this to cut down on bad quality posts, which I applaud, but now we know that Instagram is currently more of a shopping and browsing app than one for creators. This could also be Instagram trying to create a habit and association with short-form video and move away from their current association of ruining the mental health of teenage girls. TikTok doesn't need to copy this move off Instagram, as they have a ton of dark UX tools which keep you on the app for ages, including just refreshing the page when you click the back button to leave. But I'll file that under a story for another video. TikTok has the same footer layout that Instagram used to have. This is because TikTok isn't trying to be anything else. It has one use and it stays in its lane. And much like an effective prostate exam, this gets 2 big thumbs up from me. You can also see they put the following tab right at the top, showing us that the For You page, which is the feature that basically made the platform, is their primary focus and not who you followed. Next up, Facebook. Now, I had to re-enable the app and download an update, so don't say I don't suffer for my art. While that's downloading, let me quote. Too many choices or irrelevant options can cause hesitation, confusion, or worse, abandonment. Interestingly, when I logged in, they asked me if I'd like to sync my phone book or give them my phone number and put the skip button at the top of the page. I'm not sure I have to spell out what they're doing here, but get fucked, Zuckerberg. If you want my number, you can buy me a drink like everyone else. In Facebook's app, there's currently no footer, just the ability to doom scroll aimlessly for hours on end. This shows that Facebook's main aim is to keep you on the platform for as long as possible. And much like a Vegas casino, keep you as far away as possible from clocks as possible so you lose all track of time. Next up, Snapchat, which I'm not overly familiar with because I'm not a child or a paedophile, has the Snap Map, Chat feature, Create button, Discover button, and Feed options. It's clear from this their main intention is to get you to discover, find friends, and build an audience to create content for. And finally, LinkedIn. We have a Home button, Your Network, Post Content, Notifications, and Find Jobs. This, unsurprisingly, tells us they want to help you build up your network, build up your influence, and help you find your next job. In every social network except Instagram, the Create buttons are presented as a main feature to upload content to their site. Instagram stands out because it's the one that doesn't want to encourage that anymore. Facebook has been doing this for a while, but now Instagram is joining it in just allowing users to doom scroll for hours on end, while making it harder for independent creators to build an audience on the app, so that brands who have a budget to pay someone to find the upload button can add more of their content and adverts to the site. Thanks very much for watching. This isn't just a video, it's a conversation, and I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Have you noticed some UX changes in social media apps that have made your eyebrow go higher than the rocks at WrestleMania? Put them in the comments below.